I'm Andrea. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Horseheads. And this is actually not my story. This is about the story of a 9-year-old boy who has made a huge change in my life. He was my brother, Andrew. About last year, or almost 2 years ago, actually, year and a half ago, my dad was in Germany, and my brother was having a really difficult time in school. He was missing a lot of school. He was having seizures. He was always tired. So we took him to the doctor, gave him an MRI scan, and I was at a volunteer group when my mom called me in the middle of the meeting, and she never does that unless it's an absolute emergency. And when she called me, she said, Andrea, are you in the meeting? I'm like, yeah, but the meeting's almost done. Why? She said, I need to come get you up right now. I'm like, okay, what's wrong? She said, it's Andrew. And I'm like, okay, come get me. I'm ready to go. I'm in the car and I ask her what's wrong, and she's in tears. And I'm looking at her, and I'm just like, Mom, what's wrong? Is it cancer? And she said, he has a brain tumor. It's the size of a quarter, and it's in his his right lobe, and it's the size of a quarter. And I told my mom that, do they know if it's cancer? And they said no. And we had to Skype my father in Germany as he was on a business trip, and he had just gotten done doing all sorts of tours and castles, and I felt so bad having to break the bad news. And my mom was crying, I was crying, and my dad's like, why are you guys crying? What happened? And I'm like, we found out that Andrew has a brain tumor. A few months go by, and we started this team called #TeamDrew, and we started selling T-shirts to help raise money for his brain surgery. We had reached about $200,000 in money due to the T-shirts and the fundraising, and his school actually did this thing called Jurassic Park, where it was this huge dinosaur-themed go-away party, because the next day he was leaving to go have brain surgery, but I had to stay home and do my finals, so I could not be there for the surgery. I get out of my final for biology, and I get a call from my mom saying, the surgery's done, Andrew's awake, it was a success, it was 2 hours long, and he wants to talk to you. I literally sobbed for an hour as I was talking to my brother. A few months pass, no brain tumor, no seizures, no nothing. He's a perfectly healthy 9-year-old boy. And then that winter, he was having seizures again. And we were hoping that, it's because of the surgery. His brain is just swelling, and he's trying to swell down. And then all of a sudden, we go back to get an MRI, and they tell us he has another brain tumor, and it's twice the size as the one before. And we are sorry to say this, but we cannot operate on this. The surgery would kill him. And my brother is turning 10 next month, and I feel so bad that my only brother, my only sibling ever, is turning 10, and he has a brain tumor about this big, and he can't get rid of it because it would kill him. And he keeps forgetting stuff. Like one morning I woke up, he's playing on the table, and I go to play with him, and he gives me this confused look, like, I'm thinking, did I surprise me? He's like, who are you? I'm like, I'm your sister. He's like, oh yeah, you're my butthead sister. I'm like, yeah, that's me. And he's actually forgotten some of his family members, some of his cousins, some of his aunts. And it's sad because he's 9, and I never wanted to go through this. And I just don't know what to do anymore. I started failing college because I'm so worried about him. And now it's actually taken a toll on my mom. She now has severe depression issues, and I've been spending the last 5 days taking care of her. And my dad is going to Sweden next week, lucky him, and I have to stay home and take care of my mom and my brother while dealing with my issues and juggling college and trying to find a job to help pay for the hundreds of thousands of dollars in medical bills that we receive every month just for his medicine. And this little boy has to take 5 pills a morning and 4 pills at night just for the symptoms to slow down. And that's not something I wanted for my brother at all. And now I have to go home tonight. He'll be asleep, hopefully. And every time I look at him when he goes to bed, I just see this little boy at the age of 3 running around in the backyard with our neighbor's dog, and him getting slobbered and kissed and peanut butter all over his hands because he's so busy playing with the dog. And now I look back and I think of this sick little boy who is probably dying, and he probably has cancer, and he doesn't deserve this.